Life is painful. In fact, pain is one of the necessary components of life alongside pleasure. To reject one or the other is to simply reject life itself. Yet today, we relish in pleasure and are willing to pursue it till the end of time, while we reject, avoid, and run away from pain. So much so that we do not want to experience even a slight hint of it because it is not in our nature to go enthusiastically towards pain and relish it wholeheartedly. Yet that's the position where all of us are right now with life. We have no choice but to experience pain. But because we do not desire pain, we try our absolute best to engineer and manufacture fabrications to try and separate ourselves as much as possible from pain. Whether it involves manipulating the sensations of pain, diverting our attention and understanding away from the content and pattern of the pain, or even transporting us completely into an artificially fabricated world full of pleasures, effectively revolutionizing our mindset and character into someone that is fragile, sensitive, clueless, sluggish, and downright meritless. Basically, turning every single one of us into an emasculated man. Such as alcohol, video games, and media consumptions are the holy trinity of what we humans utilized in everyday life for the absolutely futile attempt at running away from the inevitable occurrence of pain. Aimlessness, heartbreaks, failures, loneliness, and loss. Even for those who have a good understanding of the inevitability, the importance, and the necessity of pain in life would occasionally experience the incentives to try to avoid them just because of the displeasing, backbreaking, mind-dwindling, and soul-crushing sensations that we can't help but confront when pain greets us at the front door. Like alcohol consumptions, aka the morphine for mental pain. Just like how morphine is widely used in the military back in the day to sedate and numb ourselves from the severe physical pain, like bruises, deep cuts, and bullet wounds. Alcohol is now the morphine for the deep wounds inflicted by the modern war within every individual's mentality of confronting the pain of normal life. Widely utilized with other recreational drugs, it desensitized our pain and suffering through artificial chemical shields and hormonal manipulations, interfering with the function of our neurotransmitters and nerve endings through the process of intoxication. What many people eventually realize but still refuse to fathom is that those chemical shields are only temporary, and when they are completely down the very next day they wake up, the pain and reality will come rushing in and will hit them twice as hard, effectively incentivize them to consume more alcohol to further shield themselves, which is undeniably foolish and an utterly cowardice way to solve the problem stemming from pain. To make matters worse, this cycle goes on and on until eventually the person ran out of resources, solutions, and experienced complete fatigue and emotional breakdown of trying to desperately protect themselves from the inevitable. When it comes to video games, this is the ultimate escapement from pain. Video games does not sedate you. It transports you into an artificial dimension and simulation, a completely new world where you can live your fantasies and fulfill your cravings, whatever they may be, that you can't afford to witness, apply, and experience in reality. And even if you do, it will either get you in trouble or it will cause you to be labeled as delusional even by the wise and powerful. Which is exactly what video games offer when it comes to dealing with pain, a string of delusional solutions. It causes us to completely run away from our problems instead of facing them, dragging us deep within this digital illusion with the pitiful hope of transforming our seemingly miserable and insufferable lives into a dimension where we can join the desirable imaginations, resettable, and the infinitely joyous life of creatively written artificial beings and narratives. An utterly delusional, deceptive, and hallucinatory way of dealing with the pain and suffering of real life. You can disconnect from reality as much and as long as you like, but you still can't avoid what is inevitable, especially when you don't have the capability to stay disconnected forever. And finally, the media. Whether it is about music, pictures, movies, and short snippets, most of them are manufactured to exploit our vulnerability towards pain and keep us blue-pilled with regards on how we should deal with pain. They either involve shutting down our curiosity away from understanding the rational construction and blueprints of the pain, such as introducing and selling us various shallow and generalized subjective truths about the issue, or they involve in convincing us to pathetically dwell in the pain for an extensive period of time rather than finding or presenting a meaningful solution to deal with the pain. such as embedding a social construct to make us more emotional. Imagine getting told by everyone that things will get better naturally while you know deep down that they won't get better unless you do something about it. And imagine continuously hearing breakup songs telling you to emotionally dwell on your ex and ragefully shame on them for what they've done, instead of songs that actually provide quality advice on how to embrace or utilize that pain to work yourself around them. Do not get the wrong idea. I am not at all saying that you should completely avoid drinking alcohol, playing video games, and listening to music or enjoy the pleasures in life. Just don't extensively depend on them to shield yourself, run away, and keep yourself wet from the inevitable painful reality of life by overwhelming and overloading yourself with pleasure. Pain is inevitable, necessary, and important because they are the ones that get you to think deeply, decide carefully, and take actions to eventually allow you to work yourself around them. Whereas there is no need for thinking or deciding when it comes to pleasure because they do not raise questions needed answering, and even if they do, we wouldn't even be bothered to find the answer because we are too busy celebrating the sensations. In other words, pain are the ones that allow you to achieve and experience growth, whereas pleasure are the ones that will eventually stunt your growth. So do not run away from pain, gentlemen. Embrace them and work your way around them, because the more you run away from them, the greater the magnitude of your suffering will be as life goes on, which will come from even the most minuscule and trivial of things such as a rainy day, all because you refuse to get used to pain. Thank you for watching.